Hey, good morning, guys. It's Mike from Sapulpa Times. Hope that your Wednesday morning is going well. It is kind of cloudy outside. We've had some great weather this week. What do you think? You enjoyed this mid-spring weather we've been having? Don't worry, it's going to change. Don't worry. So we've got a lot to talk about. We got a few things to talk about, not a lot. So won't be here very long, but I did want to run through some things with you guys. We need to get caught up on what's happening with the Dewey Streetscape project. We have been definitively told they are going to be reopening the street next week. We'll talk about that. Speaking of Route 66, there is a giveaway that's been going on. They did the first one yesterday, and then they will do another one later this week. We'll tell you how you can win your own piece of Route 66 history. And then we've got some great news on Chieftain Athletics and some good updates about what's coming up in the show in the future. So you guys stay tuned, guys. It's going to be a good time. So let's get right after it. Let's start with yesterday evening. The Chieftain Athletics went and did a 1-2 punch on Deer Creek, and both the boys and girls varsity teams walked away with the win last night. And that was the first home game they've had since the Christmas break. It was also the first day, like, back to school for everybody and everything during the Christmas break. So that was awesome. Congratulations, guys. Very happy about that. I was told that things were looking like really good for the boys and then started to look kind of hairy there toward the middle of the end of the game, but they still managed to pull out the win. So really happy about that, guys. The next thing that will be coming up will be the Lincoln tournament happening for both the boys and girls, and that's on Thursday. That's the middle of the day kind of tournament, though, so I don't know that we'll actually get the chance to watch that unless it's being streamed live on Chieftain TV YouTube channel. So go keep in the loop with that on the Chieftain Athletics Facebook page. That is the best way to stay up to date with that, okay? So anyway, congratulations, Chieftains and Lady Chieftains. Very happy for you guys on that. That was awesome. Keep up the wins. Doing good. Not speaking of, but getting to Route 66, Martin L. Newman of Tulsa won the first of what they're calling Sapulpa's Great Route 66 giveaway. So if you are not familiar with this, let me give you the rundown on this. So, we've been tearing up Route 66 for the last year almost downtown, and Sapulpa Main Street and Gasoline Alley and some others kind of got together and said, you know what, we should give people a chance to own their own piece of Route 66 history here and give them a chance to own their own chunk of Route 66. And so that's what they did. They collected a bunch of the chunks of Route 66 and they are giving them away. And it looks like they're doing them multiple times a week all throughout the entire, I think they're going to do it through the whole year. And so the first one they give away happened yesterday. Martin L. Newman from Tulsa is the one who won it. So congratulations to Mr. Newman there. And so if you're interested in getting your own piece of Route 66, here is how you do it. They're going to be giving them away over at Gasoline Alley, which is located over at 24 North Main Street. And they're going to be giving them away 2 different times. We've got on Thursday. Let me get this right. I'm sorry, I'm making sure I get the details right. So on Thursday they're going to do a giveaway. The post said, this sounds suspicious. The post said 11:16 a.m. So that is a very oddly specific time. I don't know if that was intentional or if it's supposed to be 11:15 or something. But anyway, so that's what it says on Facebook. And then that's on Thursday, they're going to give it away. And then on Saturday, they're going to do another giveaway at 5 p.m. So, hey, you're thinking, hey, how do I get my own chunk of Route 66 here? How do I get entered in for this giveaway? What you have to do is you have to go to Gasoline Alley, talk to Michael Jones. He's the guy in the awesome looking beard over on the right there in the picture. Talk to him, get a ticket from him, and then you need to be present in the shop to win when they do the drawings. So on Thursday, if you want to do it, swing by when they open up at 10 a.m., get your ticket, and hang around, talk to Mike and Teresa, or you can come back at 11:16 when they do the giveaway. And same thing on Saturday. You can get it that morning as long as you're there by 5 p.m. on Saturday. You get entered in to win. You do have to be present to win. So you got to be sure to go tune in for that, because that would be a lot of fun. I think owning your own piece of Route 66, again, because we live here in Sapulpa, where Route 66 is just a street sometimes for a lot of us. I don't think we fully appreciate the magic that this road holds for people all across the world. This year is going to be a fantastic time for that. It's the centennial for Route 66 now. We are now starting to have events and stuff for that. Really looking forward to sharing more about those as we get closer. But in the meantime, this is your great opportunity to shop local and get your own chunk of Route 66. So that's how you do it. Be sure to go and do that. Okay. All right. So speaking of Route 66, let's talk about the other thing that everybody's talking about right now. Dewey Street is reopening. It has been told it's happening. Okay, so Dewey Street is supposed to reopen on Friday, the 16th of January. City officials were told on Monday at the City Council study session meeting, where project manager Mike Russell went down the list of what was left to do. That list is very small. There's not a whole lot left at all. They were working on moving the planters. They had something like 4 planters that they needed to move. You can see them doing that here. So they had to do that. There was some finishing touches on, I think, maybe some landscaping things. Lights are already hung and working. If you've been walking downtown in the evening, actually during the day, you've seen those because the lights are staying on all the time. They will eventually get those timed, and you'll see what those look like when they're off. And then there's a handful of just, cleanup, trash bags in the new trash cans, that kind of stuff that they have to get done and get ready for the street opening. So this is the definitive date now. We've been told. I think you guys can take it to the bank. January the 16th, the street will reopen. And so there's going to be some changes. So most of you guys are already aware of most of the big changes that are happening, namely that the 3-block stretch that we're sitting in here will narrow from 4 lanes down to 2 lanes with the center median there. We've got the overhead lights and stuff like that. A lot of you guys are aware that they've removed the parallel parking on Dewey Street. So, if you're not already used to it by now, you'll have to park on a side street or one of the parking lots that can be found. There's the parking lot on Water, there's the parking lot on Park Street. There's not a shortage of parking. Parking can be found here. Plus, we have more spaces now that they shortened the road on Dewey. That opened up for more spaces, and we've got some ADA compliant spaces and everything. It's looking really good. So the other thing that we just learned would be happening is that they're going to be lowering the speed limit for this stretch of the street right here from about Elm to Main Street. They're going to lower it from 25 miles an hour down to 15 miles an hour. And so this is multiple reasons. This is, for one thing, it will further deter semi-trucks from coming downtown, because it's kind of a red flag for them that is very much a pedestrian-friendly, non-truck route kind of place whenever you lower the speed limit down to 15 miles an hour. They talked about that at the city council meeting. The street's been closed for almost a year. And by now, most of the truckers that use this route regularly, they have already rerouted their trucking routes to go down Taft and then down Main Street. So hopefully that won't be too much of an issue. If a semi-truck happens to come down Dewey, it shouldn't be a problem. The lights are high enough. It's going to be a tight squeeze. It's a narrow street. But really, we shouldn't be seeing that anymore down here. And hopefully the city's prepared to, enforce the trucking route and stuff if that does happen. So speed limit getting lowered down to 15 miles an hour. Another good thing that has to do with is it makes it better for pedestrians, makes it safer, of course. But it also makes it better for our businesses, because my friend Archie over at Vintage Market here, he likes to say, you can't window shop at 35 miles an hour, which is that's not what the speed limit actually was previously, but a lot of times people would be driving down the 4-lane Dewey Street at 35 miles an hour, and hard to keep up with what's going on around you whenever that's happening. So When you think about it, all of that is actually going to be really good for the businesses. The fact that there's not cars there, so you don't have to worry about somebody crossing the street. They don't have to worry about, stepping out in front of traffic and not being seen because there's cars parked on Dewey Street. It's going to be really slow, so you should have, plenty of time to stop. So anyway, that is kind of the other major event. But the 16th, Friday, January 16th, is when it's going to happen. So you guys be ready to Dewey Street, Dewey Avenue, Route 66. So it's going to be awesome. We're looking forward to that. It is, I mean, just 10 days away, it looks like. So, yeah, we're all looking forward to it by now, very much so. So that's what we know about that. You got to take it to the bank that January the 16th is the date that they're going to be reopening. And if for some reason that is not the day, that is not news that I've been given. And so I've been going to these meetings, and I would think that if they had changed that by now, they would have told me. But Friday, January 16th looks to be the day. So the last thing I wanted to remind you guys about, some of you guys are aware that we've got, 3 of our 5 city council seats are being contested for the election that's coming up. And so we are starting a series of interviews with all of the candidates. So we've got 5 seats that are up for election. 2 of them, nobody filed to run. So we will continue to have Mayor Craig Henderson in Ward 5, I believe, and Carla Gunn in Ward 2, I think. Vice Mayor Carla Gunn, she will also be there. The others that are running, we've got Ward 1, 3, and 4, I believe. I might be wrong on the ward, but anyway, we're getting all that information. We're going to start interviewing the candidates. I actually have my first interview today with Brandon Mall. He is one of the contenders for Ward 1. And so we'll be talking with him a little bit later, and then you'll see that video probably tomorrow is when we'll release that. So we'll have a conversation with him to talk about what he'd like to see happen if he becomes city councilor, and kind of what his ideas are as being a part of the city council. So you guys be looking for that. Keep an eye here, because we're going to be doing a series of interviews with everybody that we can get to talk about, what it's like to be a city councilor, what you expect, and that way you guys can be informed and know where to cast your vote if you live in one of those wards. So anyway, guys, that's going to do it for the show today. Again, if you're not signed up, go ahead and sign up for the free email newsletter, the weekly events email that we put out. We'll put the story out later today on what to do this weekend in Sapulpa, and then the email will go out tomorrow morning to everybody. So we're gathering that right now. So you guys be signed up for that free email newsletter if you're not already. It's thepulpatimes.com/subscribe. And then today we've got the luncheon that's happening over at Waypoint Lounge. So looking forward to talking to the executive director of the Oklahoma Turnpike Authority there. So I don't know if they have tickets available for that yet. So get a hold of the Sapulpa Chamber. If they still have some seats available, they'll let you know, and they'll give you the pricing and everything on that. So if I see you, I will see you then at noon at Waypoint Lounge. And if not, I'll see you on Friday at Free Coffee Friday. And be here for the Time Loop, where we talk about everything happening in the town that we love. Guys, have a great Wednesday. Good to talk to you now. I'll talk to you soon again. We'll see you later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.